Hey guys, how's it going? So in this video, I want to talk about if the stock market's gonna crash or is this just a stock market correction? According to my research, according to all these examples I'm gonna give you, it's very concerning, and I do believe that we are in a stock market crash right now. So, I want you guys to decide, like at the end of this video, comment down below if you think that this is just a correction, give your argument, or give you, basically explain why you think that this is a correction and not a crash. So, example number one, Apple. I mean, it is, yes, a horrible example, but Apple has declined 35% from its all-time highs. I honestly do not see Apple reversing itself. I think Apple is crashing. Apple is like a falling knife and is crashing real bad right now. If we look in 2008, man, that's hard. But back then, Apple was like a totally different company. But it did crash all the way from $26 all the way to $13. So it lost 100% of its value in the course of a year. So that is, that Apple crashed back then. But now it just looks bad. It just looks like it's just crashing and nothing is stopping it, and it's a falling knife. I personally would not touch this falling knife. I would wait until I saw a bottom. I do believe that the stock is heading back down to $100, but this is the super worst case scenario where the market crashed real bad and we see $65.99 from Apple, which would make it a bargain of a lifetime. And like I would take if Apple dropped to $60, I would put a major call option on it. I would throw a lot of money in it. I would use my margin account, and I would be like, okay, I'm using my margin account to buy Apple, like just straight up. Like I just wouldn't even look. I just put a blindfold on. This is a huge, crazy stock market crash. Will it happen? I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna hit this low. I think it's gonna hit $100. This is just my opinion. I believe that it's the worst case scenario is around $98, $90, which will make the company lose more than half of its value since its all-time high, which is officially a stock market crash. Nvidia also tells a story of a stock market crash. Nvidia is just falling like a knife, and it's just like nothing is stopping it from going down and down and down and down. I mean, it might have some more small rallies along the way, like right here and right here, but the direction of this stock is down, down, and down, signifying a stock market crash from Nvidia's stock point of view, because Nvidia's stock's been around for a while. It's been through the ups and downs. Nvidia just looks like a big ass bubble that just popped, and it's falling real hard right now, like real hard. I think Nvidia as a fair price is $100. I think it's gonna stabilize on $100, but it could go down further. I don't think it'll ever go back to $20. It'll be way too much of a bargain. But I mean, anything's possible. But this just looks like a big ass falling knife right now. AMD, similar stories, but AMD has been around a while. They've been a very struggling company, so they haven't been in a massive bubble phase like Nvidia. But you could just tell from the story of AMD that AMD used to be $44 in 2000, and then the bubble crash made it crash. So that's the first crash, And then in 2008, this one is not reflected as well, but by December 19, 2018, when everyone was saying, oh, we're officially in a stock market crash, AMD stock was $2.27. Now AMD is a much better company right now. They have less problems, and they're doing a lot better. And their stock price has went down quite it looks very similar to these crashes. So this is the 2000 crash, this is the 2008 crash. What is this? Like, this will be labeled as the 2018-2019 crash. So AMD is telling another story of a crash too. And then the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq has declined 17.81% from its all-time highs. All the Dow, the SP 500, they all represent the same story. They're all declining between 17 to 20%. And yes, it's not looking very good right now. When they had a market crash in 2008, whoa, the freaking Nasdaq wasn't around in the 2000s. That's crazy. But yeah, as you can tell, this is the 2008 crash that we had. The stock fell 49%, 52% around the December, February time frame, and then it stayed that way for like a long time, like 3 years before we started to see a rally. It's just, this stock only fell 19%. I still think it can continue. I mean, this could be a correction and the stock could continue further up, but the further up we go, the worse the market crash is going to be when it does crash. So it's better to have it crash now than for it to crash in 2019 or the end of 2019, because the market would be even a bigger bubble at that time. So no, I do believe that we're in a crash right now, and I have some proof and evidence of that. Okay, so let's look at bank stocks. Bank stocks, from its all-time high, it fell 20%. This is BMO, Bank of Montreal. This is one of the banks that I'm with. They have corrected 20% from its all-time highs in the beginning of October, and this is not even the end of December yet, and it's already fell 20%. I don't see the stock trend reversing itself anytime soon. I do believe that we are in I keep saying it, but we're in a crash. That's what I think. I mean, you guys please argue below and tell me we're not in a crash. If you look at the 2008 crash, it looks very similar. It looks similar, but no stock market crash is ever that similar. So it crashed 40% in the course of like a few months, and right now BMO crashed 20% in the course of 2 months. So in the next month or 2 months, how bad will BMO be? Will BMO be a super buying opportunity of a lifetime? 36%. It just looks very similar to the 2008 market crash that's happening right now. It's way beyond a stock market correction. Bank of America, same shit, I think. Well, it's slightly different, but it's already gone down 22% of its all-time highs. All these banks, if you look at every single bank stock, it's all reflecting itself. I'm right, like right now, bank stocks give you an opportunity of lifetime to buy something that is very secure. So I'd be waiting until you see that bottom of a bank if you decide to invest into bank stocks. Because, you know, I may invest into bank stocks. I may switch over my investment style from you know, speculative cannabis stocks to bank stocks. But at the end of the day, I'm too greedy, so I'm hoping Aurora drops. I mean, I'm pretty sure Aurora will drop to $5, possibly even lower, maybe like $4.50. There's a possibility. So, but I'm definitely buying at $5, and if it keeps dropping from $5, I'm gonna be adding to my position as it goes down and down and down and down. But I'm also gonna diversify into different companies too. I still may play speculative stocks because I do believe speculative stocks will be the first ones to recover before the market recovers. So, because there's just so much hype and news around the cannabis industry. But Bank of America, like, ever since the 2008 crash, it has never been able to recover. But the pattern, this pattern looks very similar to this pattern, and I believe that the stock price is going down. I think the bottom for Bank of America will be around $5, $7. At that point, it would make it a very good opportunity to pick up some shares for dirt cheap. But at the same time, it's also super risky because Bank of America is one of the smaller players and they could go bankrupt. I mean, I think Warren Buffett will step in and start throwing more money at Bank of America if it ever drops down to $6. So, I mean, yeah, Bank of America could go bankrupt. I think Warren Buffett will save it. But, like, I'm just saying, like, there's a possibility in 6 months from now, Bank of America will bankrupt. So, possibility. But Warren Buffett might probably save it because Warren Buffett's already an investor in Bank of America. JP Morgan. Just from the looks of it, I mean, it's already corrected itself 18%, but if you take like the all-time high, it's already corrected itself 20%. So, you know, like I'm telling you guys, all these bank stocks are reflecting a stock market crash. I mean, it could be a correction, but usually a correction won't mirror each other. Like, let's say, for example, right, at the very beginning of the year, let's see if I can pull off the S&P 500. Oh, okay, the NASDAQ, okay. The NASDAQ does not, I think it was the S&P 500, S&P 500. So, at the beginning of the year, the S&P 500 had, you know, lots of corrections, but JP Morgan did not, right? It's just kind of like, you know, it was flat basically. But now that, you know, the market looks all bad, JP Morgan is tanking like the rest of the market. All the market is acting all the same. BMO at the beginning of the year, I guess at the beginning of the year they had a rough time, but then it recovered. So it kind of reflected it, but right now it's just all these bank stocks are reflecting each other like big time. Like Bank of America, BMO, JP Morgan. These are really big banks. Well, Bank of America is kind of not that big of a bank, but JP Morgan is a really big bank. And it's reflecting the stock market crash right now. A correction, a stock market correction is usually 10% or greater decline. We're way past 10%. We are right now at 17 to 20%. So it's not looking good. That's what I'm saying. Like, correction. What caused Black Monday stock market crash of 1987? I don't know why I have this up. I can't remember why I brought this up. But if you guys want to read it, it explains what happens. So, Death Cross. This is the 2008 S&P 500 chart. 2018. As of in December 2018, we hit a death cross. So usually a death cross relates to a stock market plummeting, and ever since we hit that death cross, the stock's been going down and down and down and down. So yeah, and this is from Investopedia. This is a very, very reliable resource, and I don't know when this article was published. It was published on December 14th, 2018. So we had a death cross, and right now it's December 27th. So that was on Friday, and the week after, the stock market was just plummeting. So after the death cross, the stock's just been plummeting. The S&P 500 right now is 2,400. So it's plummeted 200 points in the past week. That is a lot. That is crazy. Next week is going to be another brutal week. And then the 10-year Treasury consistent maturity. So this is like bonds. Every time the stock market crashed, like in 2000, the bonds dipped below the line. In 2008, it kind of recovered out, well, it's kind of similar. No, it's not like 100% on par, but it dipped below the line, and then we had a market crash in 2008, and then another one is approaching in 2018. So, it's by January 2019, this could be below the line, and then 1978 we had a crash there. 1987 we had a crash there, and the line dipped below the black line, and every time it dipped, we always had a market crash in around that area time frame. So yeah, and throughout history, every 10 years we've had a market crash, and we haven't had a market crash yet 10 years. So, and then another very concerning thing I have to bring up is after the 2008 market crash, the interest rate dropped to like literally 0%, and consumer debt has risen like crazy ever since that 2008 interest rate dropped to try to fix the economy. Consumer debt has just gone up, like public debt has just gone up dramatically, and that is very dangerous. That is not a good sign at all to have a lot of debt. And then this is the time frame of the stock market history in a way, dating back to 1637, the tulip mania bubble, where the tulips were basically traded like the stock market, and it crashed. And then like this is like the 1929 Great Depression crash, which lasted over 4 years. That's crazy. I hope the stock market crash does not happen for the next 4 years. That would be crazy. I mean, yeah, I would just look for opportunities to buy stocks that I think is very undervalued if we do have a 4-year correction, because I'm in cash right now. 1990, I thought we had a 1987 crash. It's not listed here. That's weird. 2000, collapse of a technological bubble. 2008 was a big crash. And then what does it say on December 21st, 2018? Q4 market crash. The Nasdaq Composite ended trading day for the first closing price bear market minus 22% since 2007 to 2009. So Wiki is indicating a market crash right now as of December 21st, 2018. I don't know. I hate to argue with Wiki. You know, like Wiki, you're wrong. We're not having a market crash. The market's gonna skyrocket and everyone's gonna make back their money. You're wrong, Wiki. And then we had a market correction already. So this one in 2015 to 2016, I was around for this. A lot of people talk about stock market crash, but it didn't crash. It was just a correction. Now is it time to, now it actually says, now Wiki's saying that this is a market crash. So, you know, in the next, I would love to, yeah, I don't know. It's just, I'm happy because this is like the opportunity of a lifetime for me. I think I can make so much money. I mean, a market crash is not good because a lot of people suffer from it. The fact that the stock crashed, a lot of people lose a lot of money. There's going to be less spending in the economy. And it's not going to be good for people who, you know, like people who have pension funds, they're putting their money in the stock market. When their pension fund goes to absolute garbage, it's going to be very bad for them. They're going to have to try to get out of retirement to work and save up, and, you know, because they can't afford to retire, the baby boomers. And the stock market crashing is not good. Not good for people in general, but I hate to say this, a market crash is very good for people who have money, who have cash, who are prepared for this. So, yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I guess I had to make this video because, you know, I'm warning people that you know, the market is crashing. I warned people for several weeks. Some people didn't listen to me. Some people did. But at the end of the day, does it matter in the next 10 years? No. In the next 10 years, your stock will recover. And if you have a job, and you're still making revenue and you're still bringing in money, if you keep taking that money and you keep investing into the market, especially since the market crashed, in the next 10 years, you could be a millionaire if you keep investing into the stock market for the next 10 years, especially if we're having a crash right now. It makes it a huge buying opportunity, and if you start investing while there's a market crash, after the market crash, 10 years later, I believe you could become a millionaire. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this content. This is extremely long. Subscribe for future updates and have a great day. Bye.